Hey guys, it's Dan. It is February 25th, maybe, 2015. This is my voice, this is my face, this is my life. 8 months, 20 days on testosterone. I haven't done an update video in a while. Life has been crazy. I just realized there's a naked woman behind me in this shot, but hey, that's what I eat dinner to, eat dinner with every night. It's, Gustav Klemp. Not the point. So, I am 8 months on testosterone. What a crazy amount of time has flown by without me noticing. A lot of life has happened in this 8 months of changing my name, of growing a weird beard-ish sort of thing. Actually being called he without any sort of plea or having to tell someone my preferred pronouns. That, my friends, is an amazing gift. It wasn't really until about 6 months, 7 months in where I feel like consistently I was getting he, him, sir, mister, consistently. And it was so interesting because I still kind of feel it a little bit in my heart where, someone's about to gender me and I just kind of hold my breath and hope that, things go my way. And then you see, and most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, people do say he. And it's, quite a fascinating experience that I don't have to tell them or advocate for myself or say, hey, I am a man, hear me roar sort of thing. When in the past I had to, or I would just silently not say anything because I am a suffering martyr, servant, whatever. But that's another story about therapy. Anyway, changes so far, 8 months. There is definitely an increase in hair. I have hair on my thighs for the first time in my life, hair on my knees, hair on my stomach, hair kind of not really on my face. It is a slow go. I shaved today actually because I literally get this weird outline of a beard and then nothing in there. Maybe one hair each, like whiskers, like a cat. And that's not super attractive. And it's weird to poke yourself with your own face. So that is happening. My voice, I don't know if it's continued to drop. Honestly, I think it's kind of settled to where it's going to be. And I am okay with that. I'm not sure how okay with it I will be if I'm 10 years older. I feel I am a product of the suburbs, unfortunately, so I do kind of talk like a valley girl still, with just some huskiness to it. But that is okay. Really, when I started to eat, the biggest thing that caused me heartache was my voice. I could kind of pass if I didn't open my mouth, and as soon as I did, I would get clocked, she, her, whatever, and that hurt a lot. So now to open my voice and I think I've kind of found my voice in the sense that I'm not afraid to talk, and people, I'm not afraid that people will step back and think, well, wait, I thought that was a guy. I feel like I've reached a level where it's, I'm not afraid to get excited and my voice to kind of peak up a little bit or, be silly, and not talk in a very deep man voice. Not that I can. Anyways, in terms of socially transitioning, I think it's very interesting now that people read me as male and who aren't aware of my identity as trans, and how I've become more conscious of how I interact with women and how I really don't want to cause any sort of distress or because of my manliness, step and quiet their own voice or that sort of thing. So that's been weird in that I, as a woman beforehand, people seeing me as a woman, if I spoke out, if I've overspoke on someone, I was just kind of me being a jerk. But now, if I do it, I am like being a stereotype of a man that I was not raised to be, and was not, taught. I'm so thankful that I have a father that spent his time doing yoga and martial arts and, reading Native American spirituality and memorized T.S. Eliot poets, because basically the male figures in my life have all been, like the true male figures that were there for me, have all been very gender nonconforming in their own way. So that's really kind of led me to a space where I can be that way. And honestly, because I'm in academic fields and plan to be for the rest of my life, I kind of get leeway for being a little eccentric, for being a little less rough and tumble. Um, so maybe it's okay that, I'm not eating nails and growing a bushy beard just yet. I, in the process of my life, have applied and gotten into and accepted admission to a PhD program in social work. I was open about my identity. I actually attended there before transitioning. And I know a few people in their master's program that have transitioned, and there's a few professors at the school that are identify as transgender or genderqueer. So I feel like I'm not going right into, um, an unfamiliar territory in terms of my, how are people going to respond to my gender identity and such. So that's comforting to know. And that's pretty progressive for a Catholic school, but it's the Jesuits. So if anyone knows anything about Catholicism, Jesuits are kind of like the hippies of maybe the Franciscans, but more hippie-ish, more liberal um, as far as Catholicism goes. Anyways, that was an aside. Recently, I have had a top surgery consult. I looked at a surgeon here in St. Louis and was given a price, and I am interested. Good old Texas let me down again, and my insurance does not cover any gender confirming surgeries, although they did not use that language. They use very offensive language, but I will use the proper term. They do not cover gender confirming surgeries. Actually, they have a hard time covering my testosterone, so I'm thankful that it is billed under something else. Don't tell my insurance. But life is good. I'm getting married. I am getting my doctorate. I am graduating in May. I have 5 million jobs. But still, it's hard. It's hard. Family situation. My father's great. My sister's good. My Olga is the best human that I ever could be and has ever been. I'm so thankful for my cousins, Claudia and Sylvia, of being supportive. My mother is another story, but we love her from afar. Transitioning is hard, and I think often I kind of try to gloss over that it's hard, because that's just who I am. But this has been a ridiculously challenging journey, and one that, if it wasn't for other people, would be awesome, but unfortunately we don't live in a world, and I don't want to live in a life where it's just me and no one else. I've grown a lot. Those around me have grown a lot, and I'm just very thankful for those that have taken the time to continue with me on this journey of seeking authenticity. It's not, it's not ordinary, but I've never been normal sort of person. So, yeah, that's an update on my life. Living the dream.